Republican Congressman Mike Turner of Ohio is co-sponsoring Mainstreaming Addiction Treatment Act. Dr. Mark Rosenberg is president of the American College of Emergency Physicians, and Anita Kitchens is the executive director of Families of Addicts. Thank you so much for being here. Doctor, let me start with you. What did this ruling that the Trump administration did at the end of its term do, and what is the fear that you have for doctors across the country not being able to prescribe it?
Patients who are in need of, who have an overdose or are in withdrawal are frequently seeking medications to prevent them from going back into withdrawal. And buprenorphine is one of those drugs that I can give to somebody, get them out of withdrawal, and stop them from seeking more drugs and potentially overdosing and dying from another injection of heroin or some like opioid. The Trump administration opened up the doors and decreased barriers to emergency physicians across the country and other physicians to prescribe buprenorphine for those patients who can benefit.
Well, the way I understand it, Mike Turner, is you're using an opioid to treat opioid addiction. And you, Dayton, Ohio, you think about how that has ravaged your state and so many people in it. What's the effect of this move, do you think?
Well, this bill would help remedy the issue that we've seen the Biden administration try to undo the Trump administration's policies. So Ohio is in the currently a height of opioid addiction deaths, 10-year high. This is ravaging our state. It's impacting people's lives. This bill would change the ability for people to get this drug. Over 40% of counties in the United States do not have a physician that's licensed to prescribe this drug. Making it more widely available will save lives. The Wall Street Journal has reported that in France, they saw an 80% reduction in opioid deaths as a result of widely disseminating this drug. We need to make certain that this drug is available. The Biden administration needs to change its policies, adopt this bill, and make it available to save lives.
Anita, we've been talking about doctors, we've been talking about Washington, D.C. Let's talk about people. ER visits for opioid overdoses are up. You are an advocate for families and for what they need. Tell us, what do the legislators need to hear about the people out there?
Well, people are going and seeking treatment, and this bill that Biden reversed is putting restrictions on them getting the medication they need so they don't overdose. And these are our next door neighbors. These are our family members, our loved ones. And when somebody's in active addiction, you need to be mindful that it doesn't just affect that person, it affects the entire family. And there's a whole gamut of ramifications. I mean, if somebody's in addiction, it affects the family, it affects their employment and their productivity at employment. And so we need to be mindful that this doesn't just, affect one little aspect. This affects every aspect of a person's life.
Doctor, I guess I don't get it. When you think about all the progress we've made, why would you make a decision like this?
Well, this drug has saved more lives and gotten people out of withdrawal and prevented them from seeking more opioids than any other treatment that we've ever seen. And we see these results in France, as already been stated, where 79 to 80% decrease in overdose deaths. So to make this drug more widely available is critically important to fight the large number of opioid deaths and overdose deaths that we're seeing in the country. So to make it more widely available and easier to prescribe should be the goal.
Yeah. Mike Turner, can you answer it? Why the reversal?
Yeah.
I mean, all three of you are saying the same thing. It doesn't make sense.
Well, Bill, I think it's one of those examples of the Biden administration just trying to overdo everything the Trump administration has done, even though so many things that the Trump administration has been so important to our country. This is one that will save lives, save our families. And at the same time, we have bipartisan support for the Biden administration to reverse this. Paul Tonko and I have written a letter to the Biden administration asking them to adopt our legislation that would permanently make this change. This drug needs to be more widely available. The Biden administration needs to reverse their policy.
All right. Congressman, Doctor, and Anita, thank you so much.
Thank you. And good luck with the fight.
Thanks.